Well, I just did a firmware update on this thing, and when I plugged it back in the computer again, that all went fine, the firmware update, and it did seem to work after that. I plugged it back in the computer again, so I was going to change the colours, because you can change colours on the screen. And it just died. I plugged the cable in, and it just instantly went off. I think we have a problem, Houston. It's getting warm, and there's a 71-degree device on that board, right there somewhere. Processor is hot. Either the processor has died, or it's somehow locked up. And unfortunately the battery is soldered on, so I'm going to unsolder the battery to hopefully reboot it. The tip's a bit big for this, but let's do it. Let's get a plastic tweezer. I'm going to remove the negative wire because that's the one that looks like it's easiest to get to. And hopefully I don't do something silly like accidentally touch the two wires together. Alright, here we go. Right. Oops. Take it off. Very interesting. So I'll leave that off a little bit, then I'll put it back on again and we'll see if we get it to recover. But all I did is plug it into the computer and it did it. I don't know, that's weird. I plugged it onto a Windows 10 PC, that's the problem, eh? It's Windows 10, that's what's wrong. Not Windows 10, it's because it's Windows. Right, let's do this again, put this back on. Will it boot up again? Hey, we're back. Hit recovered. Brilliant. Let's see if I can repeat this. Right, it says this goes wrong again, just in case. Last time I'd done a firmware update and powered it down while it was still connected. Then I think it was still connected and I powered it up. I think that's what happened. Anyway, we'll try plug it in first, see what happens. Okay, that's fine, that's normal. That worked okay. Now if I power it down, then try powering it back up again. That's fine. That time it worked perfectly fine. So it's interesting, after I did a firmware update, that's when it locked up. And the only way it seems to be to solve it is to disconnect the battery and connect it again. Because I couldn't get anywhere. I tried different button combinations, all sorts of stuff, holding buttons down, and plugging cables in with and without power. Plugging it in didn't respond at all. There was no reflection on the computer about this thing being connected. That was interesting. So what I actually wanted to do was to use a program to change the colours. So I've got the program running now, so I should be able to change colours on this thing now, hopefully. I haven't tried this yet, so we're going to see what we get. Now the issue is that this symbol over here, it's grey, you can't see it when you actually go to modes. So resistance, you can see it's really hard to see. Apparently I can go in here and change this to something else. Okay, changed it. Let's write it back. It's changed, look at that. So if I change modes now, it's easy to see. That's nice, but I can make that any colour I want. I think within reason. If I want to do yellow instead, I could do that. Yeah, now it's yellow instead. So yeah, there we go, that works. So this is the app, it's literally called Colour. You can download it from the Zotek website. Basically you go into the section you want to change the colour on, like I've done it here, because that's the symbol for the mode you're in. So click on that. You can choose the colour you want, and you actually can do custom colours if you want. So basically any colour you want I think you can do, because there's an OLED screen, you know, within the realms of what the screen can reproduce. Tried white before, then I went to yellow. Now originally I had this dark background in it which made it hard to see because the actual diode symbol itself is dark, so the surround is what you're making light, as you could see, you know, with that, you know. So I would have actually preferred to keep the background dark and had the symbol changing, but that doesn't look like it's a possibility. I was looking at this trying to see if there's a way of doing it, but I can't see a way. So that is what it is. And then basically what you do is you read it. You read what it's already got, alright? So it reads from the unit. If it reads, it will update this and be correct. This is just a representative thing. It's not actually reading this right now. The actual values, that's meaningless. It's just for display. And you can see it's version 104. And then when you've changed the thing you want to change, you can go right, and it updates the actual meter itself. And then I think restore will probably put it back to factory settings. Anyway, that's that. Two things in one. How's that?